we're okay simply for the fact. Ooh, seal away, takes the indestructible, and then they wipe. Big brain play. I'm getting the knight. Oh, it's an eagle. Interesting. I could get down with that. Speaking of getting down with that, is a shifting Ceratops, right? Activate ability for haste. They can't block us, and I don't think they care so much to trade with their creatures. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. We are playing Mono Green in Historic today. This is the top ranked deck so far in September of 2020. Roomtai reached Mythic rank #1 with this Mono Green aggro deck in the Amonkhet Historic meta. As always, we break down the list in its entirety here at Hello Good Game. We're going to talk about why the cards are good, maybe what some of their downfalls are, pros and cons. Then we take a look at the deck strategies and synergies, discuss why all of these cards form a really well-working, coherent archetype, how to utilize, get the most out of it, and mitigate what your opponent's intents are. Then we're looking at some gameplay footage. I'll break down all of the playlines and interactions, again, within the Amonkhet Historic meta. It's not simply enough to know how your deck operates. You need to know how it operates against the rest of the decks in the environment that you're going to be facing up against. Finally, we have my closing thoughts. I give you my ideas on the deck, if there's any potential changes I would make. Obviously, as this is a top ranked deck, there won't be so much of that. We do free to play decks as well, so if this isn't your jazz, check those out, and they all have upgrade videos at the end, or sections in the video at the end, I should say. So, we also have our vlog style closeouts. We talk about channel plans and things that are going on within my life. And if you don't care about any of these sections in the videos, they're time stamped. You can go in the description and click, or on the red slide bar, it's easily labeled so you can tell which time the chapters start at. Anywho, if you find any value within this video, as always, I really encourage you to give me a thumbs up. It looks so much better once it's turned blue. Share the channel and this video out to your friends as well. We're giving away 350,000 gems still. We've already given away 120k. Free entry, monthly brawl, and artisan tournaments with cash prizes to complete your collection as well. Don't miss out. Links for everything is in the description below via the Linktree link. We also today are using MTGA Arena Assistant, or MTGA Assistant. It's the greatest place for metagame breakdowns, deck videos, deck write-ups, stats on your own decks, your collection stats. There is a lot going on here. That download link for that is in the description below. It's the Overwolf one. You go ahead, click your settings, account, detailed logs, plugin support, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now that all that jazz is out of the way, let's take a look at this magical mono green stompy deck for the Amonkhet Historic meta, which reached Mythic rank #1 from Roomtai. We have some 1-drops, which is a healthy sign within an aggro deck. You never want to be skipping that turn 1. We have 4 copies of Llanowar Elves, a 1/1, in which we can tap it to add a green mana source to our pool. Primal Might, also for 1, however, this is a scaling card, which we can add to the 1-drop, or converted mana cost, in however many we want, with X. Target creature you control gets +X/+X until end of turn, then it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. So for 1, it's just a fight effect. For 2, 3, 4, it's a fight effect, plus you can make your creature stronger to either survive the interaction or get some nice damage in on your opponent. So we've got a little bit of ramp in the 1-drop and a little bit of removal. Into our 2-drops, 4 copies of Barkhide Troll. This is a 2/2 that comes on the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. We can pay 1, remove a +1/+1 counter on it to give Barkhide Troll hexproof. A little bit of disruption through hexproof isn't bad. And again, just having a 3/3 for 2 is not bad either, let me tell you what. And of course, we have to have 4 copies of Scavenging Ooze, a 2/2, in which we can pay 1 green mana source from our pool, exiling a target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, put a +1/+1 counter on Scavenging Ooze and gain 1 life. We have Heart's Desire, which is the sorcery adventure attached to Lovestruck Beast for 1. Create a 1/1 white human creature token, and then Lovestruck Beast is a 3-drop 5/5 It cannot attack unless you control a 1/1 creature. It can still block. 2 copies of Rhonas the Indomitable. This is a 5/5 with Death Touch and Indestructible. It can't attack or block unless you control another creature with power 4 or greater, and in this deck it's not really much of an issue. We can pay 3, another target creature gets +3 or +2, +0, and gains trample until end of turn. So even if you don't have a creature that strong, you can easily make maybe a Llanowar Elf or a Barkhide Troll or Ooze strong enough that it goes above 4, and now your Rhonas can attack. If not, we have plenty of creatures above 4 anyways, like Steel Leaf Champion, a 4/5 for 3. Woof. Steel Leaf Champion can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. This is a really neat line of text. Our Questing Beast has it as well. It gets through with big damage on token decks. If it's a little mono red deck, sorry goblins, we're coming over anyways. Try to block us. Yorvo ×2. This is a 0/0, but it comes in with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. And whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Yorvo. Also, if its power is greater than Yorvo's, put an additional counter on Yorvo, which is unlikely because Yorvo already is so strong. However, it's just a little added extra. Into our 4 drops, we have a single copy of Vivien Arkbow Ranger, Legendary Planeswalker, coming in with 4 loyalty, a +1 ability to distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among up to 2 target creatures. They gain trample until end of turn. So you can put 2 counters on 1 creature, or you can put 1 counter on 2 creatures, right? -3, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. That's just nice removal. Removal for 4, plus you have to have a creature to utilize it. So a little weird. However, killing creatures with flying is sometimes what this green deck needs to do. -5, you may choose a creature card you own from outside the game, reveal it, put it into your hand. Not so shabby. But again, we are playing traditional, so this is a pretty rare occasion, and the only time we would really pursue this was if it was against a counter deck and we needed something like a Shifting Ceratops or a Separapod, which we're going to get to in a second. Anywho, we've got 3 copies of Questing Beast as well. This is a 4/4 with Vigilance, Death Touch, and Haste. Woof. ×3. Questing Beast can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, similar to Steel Leaf Champion, which, believe it or not, is incredibly helpful. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. That really only comes in play against maybe a Pokranos or something that prevents combat damage, and then Questing Beast has Death Touch, and the Death Touch will still trigger from now the combat damage actually taking effect. Whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls. So that's awesome. Into our 5 drops, a single copy of Nissa, Who Shakes the World, the legendary planeswalker, coming in with 5 loyalty. Static ability, whenever you tap a forest for mana, add an additional green mana source to your pool. +1. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target non-land creature you control. Untap it. It becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with vigilance and haste that's still a land. -8. You get an emblem with lands you control have indestructible. Search your library for any number of forest cards, put them into the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. We have a Vivien Monsters Advocate as well, another legendary planeswalker coming in with 3 loyalty this time. Some powerful static abilities here. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Woof. +1, create a 3/3 green beast creature token. Put Vigilance, Reach, or Trample on it, one of the 3. -2, whenever you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost, put it into the battlefield. That's actually really good, right? You search your library, play 2 creatures for the cost of 1, basically. Sign me up. 2 copies of the Great Henge to close it out for 9. However, it does cost 1 less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. We can tap it to add 2 green mana to our pool, also gaining 2 life. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it and draw a card, which is groovy. Draw engines are awesome. We've got 24 forests. You could run, obviously, Castle Garenbrig if you want. The consistency goes down about 1%. The ramp goes up about 5%. The thing is, to add 6 mana, we probably don't really need it, because that 6 mana has to be used on creature spells. We've got high-end Henge, Vivien's, Nissa. Our highest creature is 4 for Questing Beast, so we don't really need to, ramp into 6 for that additional creature mana. Yes, we could dump that mana into our Scavenging Ooze, but still, this is very minuscule. It's not a lot. I don't think it's something that you need to be focusing on. It's much better just to never have Castle Garenbrig have to come in tapped, right? Smash in, smash in, smash in. It opens up the possibility to take a 1-land hand with a Llanowar Elf and not worry about that 1 land being a castle. It's irrelevant, but I did want to just bring it up here quickly. Into the sideboard, we've got 3 copies of Grafdigger's Cage, an artifact for 1. Creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from graveyards and libraries. 3 more ram throughs. We have this main deck. We don't have this main deck. Ooh, just 3 copies in general then. Instant speed for 2. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. 2 copies of Prowling Sauropod for 3. It's a 4/3. This spell cannot be countered. Yup. Creature spells you control also cannot be countered. Yup. 3 copies of Gemrazer for 4. It's a 4/4 with reach and trample. Mutate for 3. And whenever this creature mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. We have to mutate onto a non-human for that to work. And then 4 copies of Shifting Ceratops. A 5/4. This spell can't be countered. Protection from blue. We can pay 1 to give it haste, trample, or reach until end of turn. So that's pretty groovy. That's the deck list. Let's begin to discuss some of our optimal draw hands, our ideal curve out plays, maybe common misplays, and then just general deck strategies and synergies, right? Right out of the gate, it seems like the most common misplay, and I want to bring this up right away, is that people may be inclined to play all of their creatures. Say your opponent has 8 health left, you have 2 4/4s on the field, and you have another creature in your hand. Do you A, play this creature when you already have lethal on board because you're banking on the fact that they have single target removal, and now if you have 3 creatures, they remove 1, you still have lethal? Or do you save it in hand, hit for an additional turn, wait it out, maybe they had single target removal, you get burned, but maybe they had a field wipe, and now you still have a creature in hand that can aggress and try to finish the game out. So that is going to be the big conundrum within this deck. That's your decision to make. Do you play in hard, or do you try to conserve and save some in your hand? The easiest way to beat a mono green deck is by wiping the field of all of its creatures, which can be done very consistently in Historic. There is a lot of field wipes going on, right? So we do have to be aware of that, in my opinion. Not every color has access to specific wipes that will eat us really well. And again, try to play the odd and even numbers around Extinction Event as soon as you see they have black. But again, there are just so many destroy alls, and you're going to have to look out for that. Try to keep a creature in your hand. Specifically, if you hold a Great Henge in play, do not play your last creature until they wipe the field. Your new creature will trigger a draw, and hopefully you can cascade off that, drawing creatures on creatures on creatures, and immediately replenish your field. And again, saving 1 in your hand, so if they do it again, you can restart your Henge engine and get going from there. There's not a lot. Speaking of field wipes, they decimate the deck. If we have the chance to spend our mana on a creature or a planeswalker, we already have creatures, put a planeswalker in play, because now you didn't just play another creature into a wipe, now you've got nothing. You played a planeswalker, they still had to wipe, now you have value on the field within a planeswalker that you don't have to spend mana on next turn. It's already in play and can engage with your opponent. Well, then boom, you play your creature after that. So spread your threat with enchantments, with planeswalkers, and with creatures. I know there's not a lot here to work with, but if you do try your best at it, you're going to really improve your win rate there. So that's kind of like the general conception of the deck and my guide to success. General synergies and strategies. So it goes a couple different ways here. We want to bash out hard. If our opponent has blockers, we need trample, we need removal. If our opponent has no blockers, they're a control style, we don't need trample, and we probably don't need removal. Keep this in mind while prioritizing your hands, as we are playing best of 3. So in the first match, you're going to get to know what they are, and in the second match, you A, get to sideboard against them, and B, you get to mulligan your hand knowing what match you're playing in. So sideboard just bombs in play and then try to find them in your opening hand. And that is going to be one of the most consistent ways to win at traditional, historic, or traditional in general. It could be standard as well. To sideboard in really smart and then mulligan a little bit more aggressively until you can find either a direct answer you already had in your deck or one of your nice new answers via your sideboard. So with avoiding field wipes, playing cautiously, and with the pre-knowledge of what deck they're playing and how to best get around that, you shouldn't have much of a problem winning today. Again, your opponent gets to do all of this against you, but I find that the sideboards for green are much more powerful than the sideboards for some of the other decks. Like, for example, Control's already running field wipes, so to sideboard more in isn't that much of a big deal. And it's not like us when we sideboard in a Serapod, right? And then they can't counter us anymore. Or shifting Ceratops that A, can't be countered, and B, can't be blocked, and then C has haste, right? So our sideboard plays do a lot. And I think that if we really utilize them to their full potential, that's what wins the games here. Other than that, you're flipping the coin on the old-fashioned aggro machine, right? Pulling that lever. What's the land drop like, and what does your curve look like? Ideally, we play a 1-drop on our first turn. Turn 2, we play a 2-drop. Turn 3, we play a 4-drop. Or turn 2, we play a 3-drop, right? Because if we play our Llanowar Elf first with the land, we play another land, which makes 3 mana total, which allows us to play our Rhonas. Next turn, another land, 4 land total on turn 3, or 4 mana total on turn 3. Questing Beast, which now allows Rhonas to attack. So on turn 3, you can have a Rhonas hit for 5 and a Questing Beast hit for 4. 9 total. That's the ideal play. Obviously, we can go around it if we don't pull our Rhonas. There's other 3-drops that are really good, like Steel Leaf, like Yorvo, like Questing Beast. And if we don't pull Llanowar Elf, and for some reason we still hold the hand, we've got 2-drops as well if we go slow. But ideally, Llanowar Elf turn 1, turn 2 3-drop, turn 4 Questing Beast. This is ideal. If not, turn 4 Vivien, that's fine too. And then, turn 5, just play double drops, try to get your hand out, stuff like this. Don't play all your creatures, remember. And again, we do have trample on some stuff for the matchups where there are blockers. Vivien can apply trample, right? This is very good. Rhonas can apply trample for 3. This is pretty good. Vivien's creatures can have trample. Our Ceratops can have trample, right? So there's a few options to get trample. The best is Vivien, right? The plus ability. You can give 2 creatures trample. That's not bad, right? However, we also have the option to use Primal Might, remove their blockers, and now we've pushed up the attack of our creature. So we don't really need trample because we removed the creature, and now we just have a strong attack. So that works as well. However, when we do get into the sideboard, we have more removal and more disruption as well, depending what matchup you come into. Again, try to ride your mana curve up efficiently. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, play the henge, save 1 creature in your hand, so if they do wipe, you can restart the engine through your henge. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Get planeswalkers in play, put them to the side. Now you've got spread threat, and your opponent should have a hard time dealing with you. Never mind when we take a look at our sideboard. So, anything you don't like, Grafdigger's Cage shuts down. There's so many things that this shuts down, I can't even get into it. Collective Company, Muxus, Bolas of Citadel, Winota, the list goes on and on and on. Whenever a creature card is going to enter the battlefield from a library or from the graveyard, no, can't do so. Play it from your hand, please. Ram through a very nice set of removal if they did have the blockers, right? If you want to open up your attacking lanes, perfect. Ram through is your boy. But again, if there's no creatures, then you don't need it. Prowling Serapod, this is amazing against those counter decks, any control decks. It can't be countered, which is amazing. You're getting a 4/3 that can't be countered. That's a big body. It's forcing them into a form of removal, which is great. That's not counter magic. And then, of course, other spells we control can't be countered either. Both creature and non-creature, woof. Gemrazer, any enchantments that annoy us, Gemrazer's our boy. It's going to come in and smash those enchantments down. And then shifting Ceratops, again, anything with blue that's annoying, mostly control decks. Protection from blue can't be countered, can get haste and trample, which is dope. Protect from flyers with reach, but that's unlikely. Potentially though, right? So there's a lot going on and a lot to do. My general sideboard guide is, are you playing against a creature deck? Are you playing against a control deck, right? Do you need removal? If there's a Planeswalker deck, you probably don't need Primal Might. You probably don't need Ram Through. You probably need the Serapod. You probably need their Ceratops, right? If they're doing combo decks, you're going to need Grafdigger's Cage, and you might not have time to get these 5 drops out, right? You could probably drop these Planeswalkers potentially and really just focus on that low end, beat them before they get to turn 5 scenario, because that's how those combo decks work. You got to beat them quick. Aggro decks, you try to last out the match. Combo decks, you either beat them really quick or you survive until turn 6, where their combos kind of fizzle, they can't get it anymore. Control decks, you have to beat those as quick as possible. The longer the match goes, the harder it is going to be for you. With that in mind, I think you guys are going to do great climbing Mythic rank with this historic deck. Again, Rumati hit rank #1 with it. That's no joke. It's tough. You've seen the deck list. You've seen, my strategies and synergies with it. We talked a little bit about the sideboard guide. We're going to get into today's gameplay footage now. Before we do, I have to remind you that I'm live on YouTube every morning at 6 a.m. At 7 a.m. we're on Twitch, and then back on YouTube at 6 p.m. All times are Mountain Standard. If you don't want to do the conversion, check out the Linktree link below. You can follow us on Twitch, on YouTube, then you're going to be notified. You don't have to worry about when it comes up. You can just select to hang out with us or not, right? Just yada, yada, yada. Anyways, a big shout out to our financial support as well before we get started on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, making this a reality. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I know everybody enjoying the content does as well. So enjoy today's gameplay with Mono Green Historic Mythic. And we're going to be back in a few minutes with our closing thoughts and vlog style closeout. Take care and enjoy. This is a lot of land. No ramp. I guess this is similar. Questing Beast is pretty cool if we get into that. Right? 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. A little slow missing our 1-drop on our ride up, but it starts to kick off here. Ooze kind of shuts down Uro. So we could potentially skip the 3-drop, play another 2-drop. Take our attack first. We don't want Rhonas to be countered. They have the mana. Let's play the troll into the counter. It's a growth spiral. Not good. I'm sure there was a counter too, and they thought about it. That's why the hesitation, right? Mana is opened for Ooze drop. They're already at 5. Let's go after it, I guess, right? They did have the absorb. I could feel it, you know what I mean? We have a double drop next turn. Two wipes and he beats us. Ooze out. Maybe we should keep it in our hand. We should have kept the Ooze in our hand and played Rhonas. Or they're going to exile our other Ooze. Okay. That taps their mana. Rhonas hits without a counter. We're in for 3, down to 13. We don't really want this match to go on much longer is the thing. We can activate the ability, push up the strength.
The past, present, and future own your prowess.
Narset's hot. Ooh, big time Teferi can't play it at least. Yet. Uro, which we can ooze out on. Click and drag, baby. Click and drag. So we want to use 3 mana, which gives us 2. We have 13 damage here, if we ignore Narset. Let's just take the 10. We could have hit for 14. Let's keep the mountain open if there, or the forest, sorry, if there's another Uro to drop. Teferi is a bummer. They will bounce. Well, we have indestructible. We may as well just grab the life, I guess. They all still die, except for Rhonas, indestructible. Too bad we can't put it on ourselves. But we do hit for a decent amount here. We could have potentially had lethal if we ignored Narset. I don't know, right? Uro. Only has 1 forest. This could be a hold up. Good game. Let's take it to the sideboard against this Bant control deck. Uro, field wipes, ramp, planeswalkers, counters. Why do this? Shifting Ceratops. You're in. Leopard, you're in. Cast out, I don't think that's important. There's no defenders really, so we don't need trample. Field wipes are annoying. We don't need Primal Might unless it's as a kill spell, just to buff us up. Lovestruck Beast can go down a little bit to make room for our Shepherd within the 3-drop. We have a minute left. Is the cage worth shutting just Uro down, or we just rely on the ooze? Vivien, who makes tokens, is better than Trample because he doesn't have blockers. We will take a Gemrazer. Okay. I think, right? Yeah. Let's roll out. We won game 1, which means they are on the play. We are on the draw. They had counterspells. This is not the worst. No early game interaction sucks. It gives me anxiety, especially with that land drop. Right? Uh-oh. Did they drop a Narset? They go main phase Uro. That's perfect. So we know there's no counters. We can get our Sepperpod out. Cat Snake. That's going to be good. Creature spells you control cannot be countered. We drop for 4. Sounds like a good time for double trolls. That's going to force the wipe. 100% has to. There's no way they take 10 damage next turn. Here comes a Wrath of God. Kamanachamon. Baffling End. Interesting, but they still have enough mana for it. Nothing has haste. If there's a counter, it sucks. If there's a field wipe, it's the better play. Counterspell sucks. Should have went with our Sepperpod. And our turn. Really? Let's take our attack first. There's no haste. Uro can't hit the field yet. It's a big boy cycle. That shark survives. You know what I mean? They're tapped though. Still take 3 damage. Down to 8. I want to do it. Go big or go home? Or should we be conservative? Go big or go home. We won the first match, so let's be aggressive. Ooh, okay, okay. Teferi minus.
I know what must be done.
Or Teferi plus. Teferi plus.
Let's skip to the good
Interesting. Part. Down to 8. 2 lands on tap. It's got to be a petty theft. Good game. Playing first. 2 land hand with no ramp. Oof, oof, boys. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop. But we have to pull 2 land off the top. Let's check our percentages on this. 40%. I don't like it. This, oddly enough, I like more. We have an Llanowar Elf. Toss a land. Like playing 2 lands in 1 turn, basically. That's awesome. Let's toss Yorvo out on turn 2. That's awesome. Petty theft sucks though. You know what I mean? This is a card I do not like. Could be counterspell here. They're totally tapped. Hashtag Barkhide Troll. If for 6, there's no wipes for 3, we get a free turn. Unless there's a petty theft. Draw a land, play our henge. Oh, I hope so. Oh no, we can play it regardless. Let's pull the counter if it's there. The 1 damage is fine. Oof. Oof. Take that draw, that's the most important part. Another 1-drop. Yorvo gets the counter, which is cool. We can play the land. That gives Barkhide Troll hex proof. We hit for 9. Shatter the Sky on this next turn will not be good. But if we're lucky, we can top deck a creature, and that will trigger our henge and another creature, and you know, so on and so forth. They don't have it, so they've just cycled for it. They get the land. Thou have been smited by thy god. Hey, that's exactly what we're talking about. Creature time, baby. Indestructible. That's cool. It needs exile. If we can draw a creature next turn, power 4 or greater, 3 or greater because the henge clicks it up. We're on the edge. Hopefully we can close out with not a land. Cry. We should have held the creature in our hand so we could kickstart the henge. There has to be a counterspell. Yeah. There's no way. Come on, Rhonas. I need you to smack this. Smack the not land booty. So many lands. So many lands. There's so much counter magic in that hand. You can smell it. Okay. 3 lands still available after the untap. Maybe there's a -3 here. I don't know. Really? You must definitely have the counterspell.
We need to move quickly.
Terrifying. Alright, let's grab that life, I guess. Lego. We're safe from Dovin's vetoes, but you just know that this is an absorb. Ah! We can't not do it. Yup. Aww.
Hold that thought.
We just need a string of creatures and no counterspells. They're countering and drawing. Rip. Typically, you want to close out an aggro match in 4 to 5 turns. You know, we're on like turn 7 or something here. Not good, right? There's about a 5% chance we can win this game. Seriously, no jokes.
Keep up the pace.
Hold on to our creatures and let them stack. Like, just we'd have to stack like 4 creatures. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We try to just push them out. Teferi's gonna win the game on us if we don't just go for it. We probably should have held our creatures. Let's just play into it, and we'll try to be a little bit smarter about this next game. It actually hits. And we draw more land. Yeah, baby. We can attack, though, I guess. It's fairy, so they can't -3 on us. There's instant speed interaction coming our way. Seal away. Seal away was a very good card in Dominaria. 2 for flash. Exile target tapped creature an opponent controls. Right? That's like real good. We've got a Gemrazer available to us if we can get to it. Oh no, that's in sideboard. This is our first match still. Oh, Sphinx Revelation on our end step. They untap. This game's over. They can just minus if they want, or like us. Just we've gone from about a 5% chance down to maybe a 1% chance of winning here. I think we're good to just hit that little concede button. Right, let's see what our draw is at least. Should untap the Blast Zone, start powering that up with their unspent mana. Yikes. There is counter magic here. Let's pack it up. Well, we have lots of lands we can discard for the first bit. Couple questing beast hits, maybe. They actually nuked their Teferi as well. Whenever they draw, new Teferi in play.
Trust me.
Yeah.
You'll
Okay.
thank me later.
Cool beans. They could be dead cards though. That's always what you need to imagine when you're playing against your opponent. You're in a tough spot. Just envision that he's sitting on 4 or 5 lands, right?
You know what? I'm not done yet. Now what?
Alright, they go right for the henge. Good game. Interesting. Gemrazer in play. Ceratops in play. Separapod in play. Lose Primal Might. Lose Lovestruck Beast. Lose Vivien. Correct? I certainly think so. We got this. We got this. I climb up hills like this all day. This is what my day is. An uphill battle. So we're going to play first. We got 3 lands. No ramp. Oof. Oof. We got the Gemrazer, though. That could save us. Shifting Ceratops is nice. But we probably don't want to play that until we've seen at least one Wrath of God. Right? We're going to try to snag that out with our Steel Leaf. Save Gemrazer to make sure that it's getting effective value. You can eat up that seal away. They could have counter for 1. You know what I mean? Let's take our hit. That's the seal away we were talking about. They're going to try to target us. We have mana. So we just go down to 2/2. Still get to hit because it's got a hexproof. Ooze hits the field. There's no counter magic. We didn't even have to Gemraze it, we just played around it. Neat. I think there's still another seal away. Right? Taking the Ooze. An Aether Gust. I like the Ooze. It's a creature at least. Here comes our Steel Leaf. That warrants our first Wrath of God from our opponent. They don't want to get hit for 7. Ooh, it's tapped. We can hit for 12 with a massive overextension. Down to 9, playing the Ooze. We're gonna keep this Shifting Ceratops in hand. Right. That's fine. Shifting Ceratops, yes, can't be countered. Oof. Yeah, I mean, we could push to 9, but we have lethal next turn anyways. So we'll go and keep Gemrazer in hand. No wipe? Okay. Can't be countered. Can feel away though. Activate ability for haste. We are hedging that they don't have another seal away. Haste, please. That hits for 12. Barkhide Troll stays back in case it is a Settle the Wreckage. Ah! Two land. Can't say that I didn't expect that. They're down to 4 cards in hand. Let's hit for 2. We're frightened of interaction. We're gonna Gemraze this onto the Llanowar Elf, try to get the kill. I guess that only hits for 6 though. Draw 2 cards. That's good for them. Oh, we're going too long into the game again. This this Questing Beast will save us. We're going to mutate onto our Llanowar Elf. Trying to pull the interaction. There's the absorb. Is there a second? Stop it! Wow. That's crazy. Right? Can't be countered. That's what I'm about after last turn, definitely. Settle the wreckage, though. Ooh, Aether Gusset on the stack. Put it on top. Absolutely. Hey, hit for another 3, down to 7. 2 cards in hand, they draw to 3. I'm interested, to say the least. Another draw? No? Okay. Land. Ceratop City, baby. Here comes the haste. Honestly, it's another Settle the Wreckage. I'll do it in 2 turns. I'm not going to sacrifice our entire field to a control deck. Whoa, I guess we should have. Only 3 more damage, though. Nice. Did not expect that. You know, I was definitely like, here comes Settle the Wreckage. And if they didn't have it before, they do now. Not to mention a Wrath of God, so whew, sucks anyways. EC Dizzle. Not good. They've got Wreckage Land. There is nothing for them to take. Wow. Hashtag another counterspell. Why wouldn't they have it? An absorb to boot. Look at these absorbs. Woohoo! How do you win a match like this? Come on! We're continually putting in that pressure. We've done a fairly good job, I guess, playing around Settle the Wreckage, which would have crippled us, and because of that, we're able to do this weird claw down interaction. If we keep pulling Questing Beasts, oh, good game. Good game.
I know 88
Getting beat twice in a row with Azorius control within Historic. Very cool to see a control deck representing within Historic. Not typically something that we see, right? Normally it's these crazy aggro decks and all of that jazz, so... Let me just play this and show ourselves out, I guess. There's no need to make him finish out the match, I don't think. Maybe we should. I imagine it will be quite hard with Shark Typhoon on the field. We've already used our Gemrazer as well. We could pull another. 5% almost. That helps deal with it. You know, Narset can just free draw counters, which, I mean, I guess there's probably not too many left in deck. That's one good thing.
Hurry.
Another Narset, another Shark. Woof.
If you wish to surrender now, I understand. Keep an open mind.
Free land. Pulling the 4th Absorb. Ah, another Shark Typhoon. That's alright. Woofs. Alright. It's still a game somehow. A Shifting Ceratops. Protection from blue could still get through, right? But we don't pull it, and that is indeed a good game since we do not pull the Sheriff Tops. That's what we should call it, right? Put a little Sheriff badge on them. Let's try to get another win. This hand is great if it had a second land instead of Nissa. Yes, we can play the force ramp. If it gets removed, we're screwed if we don't pull any land. And this isn't any better. This is actually exceedingly worse. But we can't afford to go too low. Oh, we don't even pull a land. Okay, we got this. We got this. Uh-oh. We have to immediately remove that. Sadly, because it's a draw engine. So we can cast it for 1. Which is 2 total. For the little fight seat. Oh yeah. No attacks. Let's keep crushing our mana into the board state. Another. That's dirty. Immediately activates it. Pushes it up as well. 3-5. We gotta put out a big body. We don't pull a land. That's kind of how this story is gonna end. Bad mulligans. Should have taken a 3rd, I guess. Or kept the 1st. That's a good game. They can just pop on Indestructible at will. You know, we got a chump blocker at least. That's cool, I guess. Is it flying? Just dual layers of Indestructible. Chump block city. It is vigilant, so good luck for us. Oh, Lord. I don't know. I don't think there's a correct choice here. We could triple block potentially if it doesn't grab flying. Secondary Spirit Dancer. Stop it. Cartouche. Oh my lord. On 11-13 first strike. Probably fair and balanced. I'm not an expert on these things by any means, but we have nothing. We've got all forms of protection. Good game. Big woofs, big woofs. We even slayed their first one. Gemrazer's great. Ram Through's great. Let's get rid of our Viviens and our Nissas. This is more of like a very low to the ground matchup. We need to be playing these creatures and removing his almost immediately. Lovestruck Beast is actually not that bad because of the chump block. The Ooze doesn't really do much. I mean, there's that one escape enchantment, I guess. 2 or less is good because they do have a lot of that. So they wouldn't be able to chump block. Let's take out Lovestruck Beast, I guess. Ooh. Ooh. Tough calls there. Another hill to try to climb up, I guess. Playing first. 3 land is good. No ramp. No removal. We should have mulliganed. Just to look for those specific sideboard cards. We're gonna play the Steel Leaf. Take 2 damage. Steel Leaf can come in uncontended here. Hopefully we pull a land and we have a beast. Oh, gross. Don't play a land. But we don't get our land. It's annoying, and I hate it. Hit for 7. I don't think there'll be any blocks. We can block with Death Touch here, right? The indestructible Death Touch blocker is great if they try to attack us with something. And hopefully they don't notice the Death Touch is going to be the goal here. Should we trade with it? It's got Vigilance. We definitely should. They don't attack. Smart. Gains Trample for 3. I'm pretty sure this is a smash your face in moment. Math is for blockers, right? First Strike will survive any Death Touch, but the Indestructible is quite enjoyable. So the Dancer survives, Rhonas gets blocked, the Ooze gets chump blocked. Selfless Savior can't block the champion, but he could, you know, chump block with the Savior and give the token Indestructible. And we just generally lose our beast. They didn't need protection because the First Strike, or the Indestructible, the First Strike protects them. Right? Just like kills the beast. So that's fine. They could have kept that token alive. We have got another beast to play on top, so we don't mind losing the beast. I'm ready to hit again. Oof, going big. 9-11, baby. All over again. Vigilance can hit without, you know, any trouble. No land drop. We get ours. That's awesome. Yeah, that's game. We have the 1 mana for that new fancy counterspell. And we can even up our ooze by exiling a creature. Good game. We have to take it into match number 3 now. Hey, it's better than the last game when we got beat back to back. Now, talking sideboard sitch. We did not pull a single Gemrazer. And how can we deal with that in a more effective way? Maybe Vivien can come in. Woof, 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 woof. Vivien can come in for a henge, maybe. And then it gives us a little bit more of that removal power. That's as ideal as we can get this, in my opinion, I think. Manulator 71, giving us a run for our money. Ooh, a lot of land sucks, but we've got some ramp into some pretty important plays. Areas of Obsessions, wow. Wow. Taking that lifelink train home. Ooh, indestructible. Beasting out next turn. Hit for 9, I hope. There's all that glitters. They're definitely taking that life gain. We have Death Touch though, so unless there... Oh, there is indestructible. It's annoying and I hate it. Do we take the turn off and draw? We can cast for 2. At instant speed? I think we just go Questing Beast. And I think we also only attack with the Questing Beast. Because of the vigilance, we keep this Death Touch on defense. Force them use that Selfless Savior. They can't give it protection from white or the enchantment will drop. Not that they would, we're green. I don't know why I was thinking that. Stop it. Ouch. Savior still triggers. We have to mitigate that damage. This is not looking good, Billy. Not with the land, that's for sure. Good game. We're getting boxed out quickly here. Alcid of Life's Bounty, Azorus Auras is tough. Right? It is strong. Just the multiple layers of protection that it can get. I mean, I guess fizzles that cartouche. I don't think it helps as much, but we'll pretend. You can just sacrifice it right now to fizzle, yeah. Alcid has now indestructible for the turn. Fair and playable. Honestly, I don't think it matters. For Gonzo anyways. Maybe that draw would save us. I don't know. Let's see what we get. This game's over. Land! You know me, you know I love my lands. No attacks past turn. Good game. They could just smash. Oh, they do. A little bit frustrated with all the losses today, but we're going to get a win before today's over. Don't you worry. All right, this is our finale. We need a win. Let's ramp. Let's smash. This is a good deck. It's just not working out right now. I don't think ramping into Vivien is so important. Getting that Steel Leaf out is, though. Ooh. Interesting. This is a Spirit as well. Really like that. What I like more than that is paying 3 for this. Sorry. Yeah, 3. Smashing this Shacklegeist. Oh, I read that wrong. Anyways, we get rid of it. We could have done for 2 and played a Llanowar Elf. That's on me. I say new cards are fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need that 5. Let's take the attack first. Bingo, bango, bongo. Heck, let's just play into it. Lofty Denial. Swing a little bit wider, that means. Sailor is attacking, can't defend. Makes sense. Let's play into Vivien. Spread our board state around. Good game! That's more how we like to have it. Our opponent is playing mono blue Simic Spirits. Interesting. Shifting Ceratops, I guess, right? Maybe there's counter spells in there. I bet there is. Let's take our pod. And the beast can go. We don't need to play defensively. I would rather ram through to remove those few creatures of theirs. Nissa can go. It should be a quick, easy game. Beast should stay. Stay. I don't think there's much for an ooze. It could be Euro, but I doubt it. Take a ram through for spice. We got this. We got this. Alrighty. One goes first. We got that ramp. We've got that shutdown. And we've got that sideboard smasher. Our opponent plays slow. That's awesome. We ramp. We basically are now on the same playing field on turn 2. They're playing slow. Cool. Sure they appreciate that. A little bit of indestructible with Death Touch, why not? He taps us. Let's kill that. Sorcery speed, may as well take care of it. He was flashed in a little too early, in my opinion, but he wanted to tap the creature, so it makes sense. Playing slow. Wow, if there was a field wipe, I would be so sad. For 3, we can hit 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we keep some jazz in hand in case they wipe us. This survives the wipe, so maybe we don't need to. We just need to keep a 3-drop in hand. Yeah. We're okay simply for the fact... Ooh, the seal away takes the indestructible, and then they wipe. Big brain play. I'm getting the knight. Oh, it's an eagle. Interesting. I could get down with that. Speaking of getting down with that, is a shifting Ceratops, right? Activate ability for haste. They can't block us, and I don't think they care so much to trade with their creatures. Good game, good game. Choo choo! Mono green, this is how we're looking to play our rounds. Back-to-back wins, just aggro kills right away. Huge creatures, amazing sideboard plays. Woof. Alrighty. This deck is powerful. You know, it's one of those consistency things where an aggro deck might not win every match, but the match times are very quick, and the potential to win those matches is generally high. So, you know, it might not be a 65% win rate if you scope it out against good players. Obviously, down in Platinum, it's probably easier to get that. But you're able to repeat those matches at an expedited rate, and you can still add up those percentage gains maybe faster than some of the higher win rate decks can that take a long time to finish their matches. So if you're short on time, I really recommend hitting the aggro home. Yesterday, or maybe a little bit ago, who knows when these videos come out, we took a look at mono black in standard. I think that's a great aggro deck if you're into standard. If you're into historic, this is my pick for your aggro deck for the season. You know, we're going to try to find you guys some really nice mid-range, tempo, and control decks for you to use as well throughout your season if that is your jazz. So this has been our aggro breakdown for historic and standard. If you haven't seen the mono black standard version, go check it out. It's banging. And you know, any of our other content that may interest you as well. Of course, we've got Brawl Unlimited and just general guides and just a little bit of everything. You know, don't forget to like, subscribe, share to a friend, hit that bell icon, and you know, all that jazz. Leave a little comment below, your spice, if you will. Gem giveaway, still 350k to give away. Gave away 120k, no big deal, eh? Free entry cashed prize tournaments, which you should also not be missing out on. Anything we can do to engage with that beginner free-to-play community, get you guys on the arena bandwagon and watching my videos every day, right? So I appreciate your time and attention. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a great day. I hope you enjoyed Mono Green by Rumte, who hit Mythic #1 with it. Big shout outs to them for crushing up the ladder this September of 2020. I hope you're excited for Zendikar. I know I am, and even more excited for the launch of mobile. Big woofs. All right, you guys. Thanks so much again. Take care. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.